Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Jones, and today I'm going to talk to you about simple things to get your marriage strong. Yes, this is a marriage conversation. This year, Jennifer and I are going to celebrate our 14th year anniversary. We're married 2004, and since that time, we've had 4 children, different places to live, changes of jobs and careers somewhat, and we're still here. Not only are we still here, we're vibrant, we're loving on each other, and we are just stronger now than ever. Many people, back in the day when we used to be boyfriend and girlfriends, we'd hold hands and be close to each other, and some guy came by and said, "You guys must not be married." And I lied and I said, "No, we've been married for 3 years." And he was like, "Oh my goodness, you guys are still so close." But now we're married 14 years coming August, and we are that couple still. And so I just want to share with you some of the things that have made our marriage strong. Number one, we center our love and our relationship on Jesus Christ. We really do not seek necessarily happiness from one another. We seek happiness from God. And in that way, we are set to really go and love each other according as God called us to love one another. And so forgiveness, grace, tolerance, even an extension of love, an extension of our sweetness and our warmth to one another. We really seek to reconcile with each other and live at peace with one another, because the Word of God says that. The Bible says, "Live with peace with all men. Without holiness, no one shall see the Lord." So pursue peace with all men, without which no man shall see the Lord. I mean, if there's anybody to pursue peace in, it ought to be your husband. It ought to be your wife. It ought to be the person you're married to. That's the number one. But number two really is somewhat as important as number one, and that is, before we got married, we really did not look to change one another, and that's the key thing. We don't seek to alter each other's characteristics or each other's demeanors, each other whichever we are or whoever we are. We love each other for who we are, and we're seeking to enhance one another's lives. We're seeking to share some of the things that God has shared with us, and things that we see that maybe can be tweaked and maybe that can be worked on. But we don't try to change that person. And I think there's a failure, there's a fault when people try to get married seeking to better that other person. With a husband looking for a wife saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna, if she can just do this, if she can just do that," or a wife looking for a husband saying, "Oh, I'm gonna say yes to him because I believe he's gonna change when we get married." And most of the time, it does not happen. The person you get married to is the person that you live with for a long time. In fact, somebody told me when I was younger that women seek to have men change, and men hope that women stay the same. In reality, the converse is true, actually, because women changes and men hardly change. Women become mothers, they become guardians of their home, and so their priorities and their responsibility changes. And men, well, we just remain like kids, just grown boys. And hopefully over time we get a sense of responsibility and we put those things aside. But it's very difficult for a guy to change. So if you're trying to change that person, it's going to give you a hard time trying to change somebody. What you can do is then say, "You know what? I love this person for who they are. I'm looking to enhance more and bring out the greatness in them, bring out the best in them, bring out the potential in them, and hopefully I can do that." And the third thing that I want to share with you tonight, I'm not going to share a whole lot of things because of the short video, but the third thing I want to share with you tonight is shared mentality, shared perception of marriage. Do you view marriage the same way? I think a consistent view of marriage is one of those things that you must have, because if your wife looks at marriage, or if the person that you're going to marry looks at marriage differently than you do, you're going to have a hard time, and there's going to be some difficult times. And the best thing to do is have a conversation. "Hey, what do you think about marriage? How do you see this? What do you think about divorce? What do you think about raising our children? Where, and how are we going to deal with the money?" And several things like this. You have to have the same perception about marriage? Is marriage a holy thing for you? Is it just a social construct to you, or is it a spiritual construct to you? Does it have is it for just for the children, so that children can have fathers and mothers, or is it really to sustain a more healthy lifestyle for both of you? You know, all of that conversation need to be discussed among you. And the fourth one, I just want to say this so that we I don't forget, is having a support system. I think it's important for married couples to find married couples, strong married couples, and be associated with them. A strong support group, a strong marital support group is important for married people. If you've just gotten married and you're surrounded with single friends, you need to find some married couples, strong married couples who are vibrant, who are satisfied, who are fulfilled in their marriages, so that you can see, if not ask, what makes their marriage tick, and how can you become this couple? How can you sustain a marriage like that? Having single friends and asking them about marital questions may be difficult for you. They are single for a reason. They may be single because they want to be single. They may be single because they have not found anybody yet, or maybe they have issues with relationships. And so you're asking them marital questions, and they're going to respond to you with their thought from a single side. Now, when I was single, I had some great thoughts, I believe, about marriage, and that I could have shared, and I've shared with married couples when I was single, and it helped their marriage. So I'm not saying that single people in and of itself, we're not going to give you some good advice, but having married couple who actually are going through the process and the journey of being married together will help you more and more. So find a healthy couple. And if you're not part of a group of couples, strong couples, vibrant couples, healthy, fulfilled couples, find somebody. And if you're not in a church community, I would suggest to you to be a part of that. Find somebody, find a church that you can join in community with, that have a strong couples ministry, or at least a bunch of couples that are vibrant. If they don't have one yet, invite them. Tell them, hey, we need support group. We would love to have couples that will support us in our journey towards incredible marriages. All right, so 4 things right now. Hopefully I could do it again. If you share and maybe ask questions, share this video, maybe ask questions, I will be able to address it. Maybe Jennifer will be able to address it on another video. All right, hope you love this. Share this again with your married couple friends, or maybe even your single ones. God bless you.